So this kind of matches my shirt and I'm living for it. Simsathon is coming up and I am so ready. So I can't do short readathons because they just stress me the hell out. So this month-long one is perfect. I remember the last round I read like 10 books, which is like my all-time most read in a month. So I'm hoping I can do as well, if not better. Let's see. It's got the same flowchart, but they've added an expansion which has kind of bonus challenges. I'm not going to go for all of those. I just really want to get to my 29 TBR because I have so many series that I wanted to at least start this year that I've been putting off and off and off because they're really popular and just the anticipation is almost greater than the actual reading of it. So I'm worried I'm going to read it and just be like, ah. But I'm going to make it happen. It's happening, you guys. So, I'm going to start off with Create a Sim, which is to read a book that is first in a series. For this, I have chosen A Court of Thorns and Roses, because I still haven't read this. So, I've had these for ages. I got them all from book fairs for ridiculously cheap. And I was waiting till I finished Throne of Glass to move on to this series to get my Sarah J Maas fix. And I've had so many readathons where I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally read it, and then I just haven't. So this will be the first book I read to make sure I at least get through this one. So yes, ACOTAR, let's do it. Then I'm going to build a house, which is to read a book set in another world. And I'm just going to continue with this series. I'm going to read A Court of Mist and Fury next. So, like, I don't know what the other world is, but, like, there's a map with fairy realms and stuff, so I don't think this is Earth. It's a fantasy world. Let's do it. It's chunky. I'm gonna do it. Next, I am going to get a job, which is to read a book by a new to you author. And for this one, I'm gonna go with Leigh Bardugo's Shadow and Bone. This is another very highly anticipated series that I've just been putting off and off and off and off, but I really want to do it. I want to know what's up with the Darkling. That's all I hear everyone talk about, and there's a lot of contention about that. So I want to see what I think. Then I'm going to reach the top of my career track, which is to read a finale. And shocker, A Court of Wings and Ruin. I'm going to read this series next month. It's going to happen. I'm really frustrated though because this one is secondhand as well. And you can just, there's like sticky residue that won't come off. Also, this kind of matches my shirt and I'm living for it. Then I'm going to meet the Grim Reaper, which is to read a book featuring death. And probably like the penultimate book for this is The Book Thief, which I still have not read. My mum has owned it for yonks and yonks and I finally got my own copy, but I read the first few pages to be like, ooh, what is this? And I was blown away. Just, probably gonna cry, but I want to read it. Next, I'm getting a promotion, which is to read a predicted 5 stars, and this is Nevernight by J. Kristoff, which is another one I've been meaning to read for ages. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that I started this book at the library and then had to return it, and I was sucked in. And so, kind of cheating with this because, like, I know I'm going to enjoy it because I've already started it before. But I don't really go into it going, this is going to be 5 stars. I'm really, really picky with 5 stars. Pretty much everything I read is 3 stars, unless it's, like, an all-time favourite. So, I don't like to go in with too many expectations if I can help it. But I have the whole series of this as well, so I know this one's a bit slower, but I'm going to have time to read, you guys. I'm so excited. I have school holidays, which means I won't be teaching as much. I'll be doing like a bit of work, but for the most part, I'm a free agent. And I'm going to take that time to read some books, as well as catch up on some Netflix and movies I've been meaning to watch. But mainly books. Next is part of the Outdoor Retreat expansion. I'm going to do one. And that is to read a book with an insect on the cover. And for that, I'm going to read Modern Day Fairy Tales. Like, probably just Tithe, but also if they're really quick, I might just try and burn through the whole thing. So, yeah. And even though this is the bind up, I'm like, well, technically Tithe has a butterfly on the cover anyway, so I'm just winning. I'm just winning, even if I just read Tithe. Yeah, and this isn't something I intended to pick up in the first place, but listening to, I think, Little Wolf Reads, she might have changed her channel name, she was saying before you read The Cruel Prince you should read this and then Darkest Part of the Forest, and then The Cruel Prince, because this is something I've been anticipating all year as well, and I'm just like procrastinating myself because I'm an idiot. So hopefully I can read all of the fairy books to get to this year, but we shall see. I want to do other things in my life as well. Next challenge is Have a Birthday, which is to read an adult book. And since you can't double up on challenges, and I kind of just want to read more books anyway, I am going to be reading God's Grave, probably, if I finish Nevernight first. But I also might just read The Final Empire, because I finally read Elantris. And I looked up the Cosmere reading order, and I know there's lots of different ones, but look, I'm going Elantris, then Mistborn, and I think it's Warbreaker. I have it written down. But I just know that they're going to take me a long time to read. Do you know what I mean? But also, a third option, if I don't read either of these, is The Wise Man's Fear, because I want to read it before I forget what happened in The Name of the Wind. And I really enjoyed The Name of the Wind, but I've had mixed reviews. Mainly negative reviews, so like hopefully we're going to be alright. But also I know Patrick Rothfuss is dicking around with publishing the last one, which, you know, it's frustrating, but I understand writing ain't easy. I'm working on writing, and I'm really bad at making myself do it. And I feel like, yeah, it's not going to be ready for a long time. So I'm like, I understand you. Not quite that much. I'm still a very inexperienced writer, especially when it comes to long things. This is already the longest thing I've ever written, and I'm like, still got a long way to go. So if by some miracle I actually have enough motivation and time dedicated to reading and I finish all of those, I intend to just finish those series that I've started. I'm talking finishing the Grisha trilogy. I have it. Then maybe moving on to these bad boys. Or these bad boys. Also, alternatively, if I don't want to continue with the series because I'm just like, nah, I don't think I'm going to finish them, there is a challenge to visit Granite Falls, which is to read an old favourite. And I have two options for this. And I feel like these I might just kind of read in the background, like easy reading, because I've already read it. And so I have two options, which is Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants and Vampire Academy. So this is just like 10 years ago, I think I read these for the first time. And I gotta say, Vampire Academy is one of my all-time favourite series, and Bloodlines is as good if not better. It's amazing. This is just like contemporary classic. Like if you haven't read it already, like it's a good summer read. And I know it's fall in the Americas, but we're going into spring here. And I really want to reread these because I got the spin-off, bloody Sisterhood Everlasting, which I still haven't read because I wanted to, you know, revisit these characters, so I'm not like, whatever. Here's my TBR for the Simsathon. Oh, I can balance it. I can balance it. Plus bonus if I am going to be reading like a crazy lady, which I always want to do, but I'm also just not the fastest reader. So be prepared for some vlogs of me not reading as well as reading, and I will see you next time. Let me know if you're joining in the Simsathon. I will link down the announcement video, which has like the spreadsheet and the challenges, and it's going to be fun, guys.